Welcome, witches, wizards, and magical souls. I solemnly swear that your magic is limitless. Let me ask you something. Do you believe that your life is already written? That the things that happen to you, the good, the painful, the unexpected, are somehow predetermined, fated? Or do you believe that every single day you're writing your own story? Because Harry Potter has a very clear answer to that question, and it might surprise you. Today we're diving into one of the deepest themes of the entire saga: prophecies, divination, and the question of free will. And by the end of this video, I want you to ask yourself one thing. Am I living my life, or am I waiting for it to happen to me? Okay, so let's go back to the Order of the Phoenix. Harry has just lived through one of the most traumatic nights of his life, the Battle of the Ministry. And in the aftermath of this battle, Dumbledore finally tells him the truth. There is a prophecy, made before Harry was born. The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches. And either must die at the end of the other, for neither can live while the other survives. Heavy, right? Harry learns that his entire life, the death of his parents, the scar on his forehead, everything is connected to this prophecy. And his first reaction is exactly what yours would be. Why me? And this question, why me, is actually more loaded than it sounds. Because Harry wasn't the only candidate. The prophecy describes a child born at the end of July to parents who had defied Voldemort 3 times. That description fits with 2 children, Harry on one side and Neville Longbottom. But Voldemort chose Harry, and by choosing him, he marked him as his equal, and he made Harry the one of the prophecy. That's not fate. That's not the universe that chose Harry, but Voldemort's choice. Which means that in another version of this story, it's Neville who's carrying a scar. It's Neville who's growing up without parents. It's Neville being the chosen one. And that's how thin the line is between destiny and choice. So, Dumbledore explains something crucial in that moment. The prophecy was never a certainty. It was Voldemort's choice to hunt Harry down, to act upon the prophecy that made it real. Had he chosen to do nothing, well, it would never have come to pass. And think about that for a second, please. A prophecy that sounded like absolute destiny only became destiny because of a choice. And then Dumbledore says something even more powerful. He tells Harry that even if the prophecy had never existed, Harry would still have seen it through the end anyway. Not because he had to, but because he would never have rested until he tried. The mission wasn't imposed on him from the outside. It was already inside of him. And this right here is one of the most important things that Harry Potter teaches us. It is not what is predicted for us that defines us. It is what we choose to do with it. I repeat that. It's not what is predicted for us that defines us. It is what we choose to do with it. Which brings, of course, the most quoted line in the entire saga, and for a good reason, because this is one of the core subjects of the Harry Potter series. Please, learn it by heart if you haven't already.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are.
Now, if you want the most magical illustration of this idea, look no further than the Time Turner. The Time Turner scene in The Prisoner of Azkaban is super interesting for this. Maybe you remember, or maybe not, but Hermione has been secretly using a Time Turner all her 3rd year in order to attend extra classes. It looks like a small hourglass on a chain. Turn it once, you go back 1 hour in time. At the end of the book, Harry and Hermione use it together. They travel back in time several hours, and then they are living the same night twice, side by side with their past selves, watching events that they have already lived unfold again. And here is where it gets powerful. They realize that things they thought just happened, a stone thrown through a window, a mysterious figure saving them across the lake, well, that was actually themselves. Their future selves, acting in the past, changed the outcome. Buckbeak stayed alive, Sirius escaped on the Hippogriff's back, and, well, the Dementor's kiss never actually happened. Everything changes because they chose to act. They didn't say something like, "Ah, well, the future is already written. What's the point of going back in time?" They went back anyway, they made decisions, and they rewrote the timeline. And here is what I want you to take from this. Your actions matter. Every single one of them. Your actions matter. Every single one of them. The future isn't a fixed destination waiting for you at the end of the road. It is being built right now by the choices you make today. There is a shift that Harry makes throughout the saga that I find incredibly powerful and deeply human. He starts in why mode. Why did this happen to me? Why do I have to do this mission? Why do I have to kill Voldemort? Why can't someone else carry this weight? It sounds familiar, right? And we all do this. We all get stuck in the why me, searching for the root cause, trying to understand, trying to undo what's already done. And then, gradually, Harry shifts to how. Well, how can I act? What is within my power right now? And the perfect example is in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, when Umbridge takes over Hogwarts and cut them off from the outside world. Harry, Ron, and Hermione could have stayed in the victim mode, complaining, waiting for someone to fix that. Instead, they created Dumbledore's army. They decided to do their own courses. They stopped asking, why is this happening? And they started asking, well, what can we create? What can we do about it? And that shift from why me to how can I fix that? How can I use? How can I act from what's happening? From the problem to the solution? From the victim to the creator? Well, that is one of the most powerful things that you can do for your own life. And it is actually available for you right now, today. So here is my question for you. Where in your life are you still stuck in why when you could be moving into how? I really want to bring this back into something real for you because a lot of us carry beliefs that function exactly like prophecies. When you say, "Oh, I've always been like this," or "Oh, that's just how things are for me," or maybe I'm not meant for that. These are just self-fulfilling prophecies. And just like in the wizarding world, they only become true because we act as if they already are true. But here is the flip side, and this is where it gets really, really exciting for you. Positive beliefs work exactly the same way. When you hold a vision of what's possible for you and you act from that place with faith, with confidence, and as if it's already on its way, you participate in making it real. That's not magic. Oh well, I actually kind of think that it is. For me, it's actually the invisible magic of the human psyche. The magic that Harry Potter has been pointing to all along. You're not living a prophecy written by someone else. You're writing your own prophecy. So, destiny or free will? My answer, after 25 years with these books and years of coaching, it's, well, both and neither. It's true that the circumstances of your life are not always your choice, but what you do with them always is your choice. That is your magic and that's your power. If this resonates with you, subscribe because next week we're going to go even deeper. We're going to talk about Trelawney, about Luna Lovegood, about why we see what we believe, and what that means for all the reality that you're creating right now. And you can leave a comment and tell me below. I'd love to know, do you tend to live more in the why mode or in the how mode right now? And what would shift in your life if you made that change? Until the next time. And remember, the one chooses the result, but you choose everything else. May your choices be your magic.